Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here today. I spent the 4th of July with the Chairman and Senators Graham and Whitehouse and Perdue in Afghanistan, and we heard over and over and over again that the military alone cannot win this fight for us in Afghanistan, that diplomacy is critical to our efforts in areas such as improving Afghan governance and pushing Pakistan about dealing more efficiently and effectively with safe havens on their side of the border. So I want to ask, Mr. Trachtenberg, how important is the State Department to our efforts in Afghanistan?
I believe it's critically important, Senator.
Do you think a 29% reduction in state funding will help with our efforts in South Asia and around the world?
Senator, I have not looked at the specifics of the cuts proposed in the State Department budget, but I do agree with Secretary Mattis when he said, if we cut the diplomats, I'll need more ammunition.
All right. I appreciate your point on that. The junior and mid-level diplomats that we have in Afghanistan are doing an amazing job, but we don't have an ambassador. We don't have an assistant secretary for South and Central Asia, and the administration recently scrapped the special representative for Afghanistan and Pakistan. We need permanent appointees in these senior positions who can engage with their Pakistan and Afghan counterparts, and I just think we need to underline that at every opportunity. I also want to ask another question, and that is, at the G20 meeting in Germany last week, President Trump met with President Putin, and they agreed to a partial ceasefire in Syria and to increasing cooperation moving forward. Now, following that, Secretary Tillerson called this agreement, quote, the first indication of the U.S. and Russia being able to work together in Syria. And he also reportedly endorsed the Russian approach, as he put it, in Syria. He said, maybe they've got the right approach and we've got the wrong approach. Mr. Trachtenberg, do you agree with that assessment? Can you say a little about what you see as the Russian objectives there and their rules of engagement in Syria?
Senator, I do not understand the context in which the Secretary made that statement, but taking it on face value, I would have to disagree with that. I think Russia's objectives in Syria are clearly antithetical to our objectives. I believe Russia has propped up the Syrian regime. It has been the greatest enabler of Bashar al-Assad's atrocities there against his own people. Russia has worked with Iran to destabilize the region. Russia has also threatened to shoot down American planes at one point, flying over Syria in support of the Defeat ISIS mission, and has enhanced its influence and presence there. I see that as quite troubling.
Yeah, I appreciate your candid assessment. Can you also say a word about the rules of engagement that Russia uses and what that means for civilian casualties in Syria?
What I can tell you, Senator, is that I believe the United States takes the rules of engagement seriously in terms of avoiding non-combatant casualties to the maximum extent possible. I have not seen the same level of restraint exercised by Russia.
All right. Thank you. You know, the conflict in Syria is a human tragedy, and I want to see it end as quickly as possible. I think everyone in here wants to see it end as quickly as possible. But we need to keep in mind that Russia does not share our goals for Syria, and Russian meddling and support for Assad in Syria has already prolonged this crisis far beyond where it would have gone. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mr. Trachtenberg. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.